Hey, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. Okay, I've been talking about Jesus this week because it's Holy Week, but yesterday and today I was talking about Jesus in light of Pesach, Jewish Passover, because Jesus gives special meaning to that for us as Christians. Let me give a little more detail and flesh this out a little bit with you. The Passover itself is based upon the idea of, in essence, the angel of death, God passing over the Israelites when he was visiting upon the Egyptians, the death of the firstborn. Now, the firstborn is going to die in every house unless that house has painted over the lintel, the top, and the sides, the posts, the blood of a sacrificial lamb. And the lamb was to be unblemished. And with this lamb that would be sacrificed, the blood would be painted. And when the angel of death passed over, the angel of death would kill the firstborn in each household unless the angel saw the blood of the lamb. And seeing the blood of the lamb, the angel would go on. And that in itself is a strong Christian understanding of how the death of Christ works for the believer. The believer is, in a sense, God's person, God's people. For the Old Testament story of Pesach, it was the Israelites. But the believer is someone who is destined to experience death absent the blood of a sacrificial lamb over the house or the abode, the person themselves. And so everybody had to be indoors. Everybody had to be covered by the blood of the lamb, or they would experience this death. And so from the very earliest Christian days or days of Jesus's ministry, John the Baptist would point it to Jesus and say, "Behold, the Lamb of God who takes away the sins of the world." And that can imply or can reference both the sacrificial lamb for Yom Kippur and the Day of Atonement, but also the idea of that sacrificial lamb that was there for the protection of God's people. So it's during this Passover celebration that Jesus, the Lamb of God, is set to be slain, and he's slain for the protection and the life of God's people. And that lays the foundation not just for Pesach and the celebration of Passover, but it also lays the foundation for the Christian understanding of the death of Christ. So what then does this mean to me today? As I contemplate this during Holy Week, as a Christian, I'm contemplating the way God was willing at his own expense to work to protect his people from the judgment of death that would be coming. And as a Christian who understands this incredible provision of God, I'm deeply moved, not only with the Jewish Passover, but I'm deeply moved with the implications it has for me as a Christian during the Easter week. And so I look to God as the provider God. Now think about it this way. If God's going to provide for you in such profound ways at his own expense, how much more can we rely on him in the smaller things of life to care about us and to provide for us? God is a provider. That's part of who he is. And we can see him that way, worship and honor him that way, but also trust in him for that. One last thing about Jesus. Tomorrow, special location, be ready for it, but this is your video thought for today.